KD2 ETP. The video I wanted to do today was my initial impressions of the x6100. I've had it out a few times now. Maybe you've seen the videos, and I'm impressed. I'm really happy with this radio. I'm really happy with the performance. So far, so good. I understand that the bands are in really good shape now, and that makes a big difference. But that being said, it's still a great radio. I've had good success with it. I like the format of it. I love the color display. It's easier for me to read. And as I've gotten older, and I'm sure you've seen in my videos, I wear my readers all the time now. So that part of it is nice. Two things that I don't really care for. One is the speaker. I think the speaker's terrible. It works. It's good enough, I guess, but I don't like the speaker. And the only other thing that I really don't care for is the location of the lock button to lock the VFO. And the reason why I say that is because unless you got really tiny fingers, to get your finger in there to push that without accidentally moving the VFO is a little tricky when you're out in the field. So it's not that big of an issue, and neither is the speaker. I know I could get an external speaker, but the idea is that everything's all in one here, and I think that's great. I mean, the tuner works awesome. The battery pack seems to do okay. I'm sure a long day out there you would definitely need to put a external battery on it, but other than that, boy, I don't know. I can't say the praises enough. I've been very happy. I think for the type of radio that I like to do and the type of things that I like to do, this radio fits in very well. So far, so good. I obviously haven't had it long enough to see the durability and the length, the lifespan on it, but so far, so good. I haven't heard any issues about these going bad after a certain amount of time. I'm sure a few people have, just like anything. There's always a few reports of people having issues and having to send them back, or they went dead or whatever. It always reminds me of when I bought a book once on Amazon called Classic Antennas, and one of the complaints was that it wasn't updated enough, which I always get a chuckle out of. But anyways, I think it's a great radio. If you like the kind of radio that I do, and you see the kinds of things that I do in my videos, this I don't know. It has everything, and it's working great, and I've been having success with it. I'm not getting any bad signal reports out of it. The only issue that I have had with bad signal reports is when I've hooked it up to the XPA 125B, and after doing a little research online, I found that they say that you need to put some RF chokes in all your lines going in and out of it. So that's something I'll be playing around with. I've already put some on the battery cable. I got some on the microphone now, just these little toroids. The actual battery cable did have a small one on it, but I added a couple more, and I may even add a couple more and to that and the microphone. I'm going to try and get that issue worked out with the XPA 125B. It might be that I need a longer coax and to set that off to the side more. I don't know. I'm going to try some different things. I will try putting more toroids on everything and seeing if that helps. I want to get that worked out before field day, because this is definitely going to be one of the field day radios that I bring. I'm also going to be bringing the 818. I got a new antenna coming that I bought just for that, for a portable antenna, and that's going to be interesting to play around with. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on that one yet. I should be receiving that within a week or two, so that's going to be a fun experiment to do with that radio. But back to the x6100. I think if you're in the market for a QRP radio and for the price point, it's hard to beat. I don't know what more you'd want out of a QRP radio. Like I said, the fact that it has a decent internal battery and a great antenna tuner, boy, I don't know where you can go wrong with that. The display's real nice, like I said. I don't need the touch screen. I think that this screen would be a little too small. I even think this one, I don't know. I guess it's not totally too small, but boy, I don't know. Some of these areas would be tough to hit, like the lock button where you'd be hitting other things, I think. But other than that, again, that's not a deal breaker for me. I don't care about the touchscreen. And to be honest with you, I just think it's one more thing that will get wear and go bad on you. So if you're in the market for a QRP radio, I highly recommend that you look into this radio. I think it's a great radio. Because it's really a computer that's running a radio program, I don't know, the upgrades and stuff will be endless, and I would imagine there'll be tons of support. There's people who are modding the heck out of this thing because it's a Unix-based operating system. They're doing all kinds of things. There's a guy who's running FT8 right off of the rig without actually a computer hooked up, because like I said, it is a computer in and of itself. So there's some neat things, and I'm sure there'll be more coming as far as the firmware updates and whatnot. But I don't know. Right now, this is leading my... If I wanted to go out and do something on the quick, I would grab this radio for sure, out of all the other radios I got. And you know how I like that Lab 599, and I really do believe the durability of that Lab 599, great. And that's a great radio. And maybe once I get the battery pack for that will stay in contention. I do like the simplicity of the Lab 599 as well. So I'll be playing around with that more too. I actually still got to work on that and get that. The display went blank on me. That was a common problem with them. I guess it's a relatively easy fix. I tried taking it apart. I thought I did what the guy had instructed me to do, but I'm going to have to look into that again. And if I can't get that figured out, I'll just send it back. But again, if you're looking for an all-in-one QRP radio with the antenna tuner and the nice color display and the battery pack, I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find anything that even comes close to this. Now, are some of the other radios better? Yeah, I had the KX3. I think that was a beautiful radio. I think it's got a lot in it. There's a lot going on with that radio. You can get the tuner on that one. And, of course, I don't know if you're familiar with the Elecraft line of equipment, but their tuners are top-notch as well. And this has got a pretty nice tuner in it. But the one thing I thought about the KX3, when I got it, I loved it, and I've had a great time with it, and I still think it's a great radio. But boy, I don't know, it's a little thrown together, I guess would say. I think the case on it is terrible. I don't like how the Lexan screen is just screwed onto the front. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence when I'm out in the field that if it rains or the weather's not up to par, that it's going to hold up in those kind of conditions. This, I don't know. Well, I guess that remains to be seen as well, but it seems like the case is a little more put together. It's not just these two, a couple pieces of metal that are, bolted together. It seems like it's a little bit more durable than the KX3. Not quite as durable as the 599, but you're getting a little bit more in the package with this one. So currently, I guess I would put the x6100 as top radio for me. I would put the Lab 599 as a second, probably the KX3 as a third, and the X108G, which, by the way, if you noticed in some of my other videos, I keep calling this the X108G, and I apologize about that. But I was used to saying it in some of the other videos, so I will try not to make that mistake in the future going on. But anyways, again, X6100, probably Lab 599 next, probably KX3 after that, probably X108G after that for my order of QRP radios. So I'm interested in looking at the ICOM 705. I haven't had one myself, but I had a friend who had one. That radio is interesting, although for me and what I do, it's a little too big for that, but I will get one because I think it's an interesting radio. I think it's it's got its place too for QRP. Again, I just wanted to give you my quick, relatively quick thoughts on this radio. Oh, and by the way, it marries nice to the computer. I'm running Windows 10 on this small little computer. I bought it intentionally because it had Windows 10, and I know WSJT. I'm not a big digital mode guy, and I got FL Digi, but I know from what I've been reading online that they seem to do better with Windows 10 than they have with the new Windows 11. So I specifically got online and bought this little laptop for that. I'll show you that. It's an Asus. I'm just monitoring right now. As you can see, I'm on 10 meters, and it married pretty well with that computer. I was able to make a couple contacts. I made one earlier, just before I made this video, just for the heck of it, running 5 watts again. So it seems to work good with the cat control and the USB cable. It just plugs right in, so there's not a lot of messing around with no sound card needed, any of that kind of nonsense, which I think is important. And I still don't understand why any of these big manufacturers make a radio that doesn't have the interface with the USB these days. It makes no sense to me. But anyways, that's a video for another day. Well, that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to say 73, and I don't know, maybe this helped you out as far as your decision to buy a QRP radio, and maybe it didn't. So I guess you got to say this. I hate to say it, but like it, subscribe. I don't know why I don't make any money off of this, but I see it in all the other videos, and and when you look at these videos on how to make proper YouTube videos and whatnot, they tell you to say that at the end. So 73, and hey, get out there, get on the air, get out in the field.